Thank you so very much for being back. And if you just joined us, this is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has assured that the Anambra governorship elections will hold smoothly despite minor network issues recorded during a mock accreditation exercise. INEC Chairman Prof. Joash Amupitan, SAN, gave the assurance at an ICCES meeting in Abuja, co-chaired by the National Security Advisor Mallam Nuhu Ribadu. He said the Commission's readiness assessment confirmed the full preparedness for the November 8th poll, with 24,000 officials to be deployed across 5,718 polling units. Amupitan also announced the extension of the permanent voters card PVC collection to November the 2nd to enable more voters to participate. He commended security agencies for their support and disclosed that 200 buses and 83 boats had been arranged for logistics. The INEC boss urged collaboration among stakeholders and warned against vote buying, stressing that offenders would face a strict sanction. Representing the NSA, Mr. Hassan Abdullahi assured that the federal government had bolstered surveillance, intelligence, and security deployment to safeguard voters and all the materials. Let's get talking. I still have with me Barrister and Innocent Aduluba. Thank you so very much, gentlemen, for hanging on.
Yeah, sure.
Barrister, I would love to, get at you on this particular one. You are a stakeholder, a very major one. Since SAN Amupitan was elected or nominated and appointed as the INEC chair, we've not had the opportunity of discussing this with you. So let me start with your submission. What do you think of this gentleman?
Well, he's a senior lawyer, and of course, he's been in the fray. He's been involved in good governance and so on. Once in a while, we run into each other in the course of duty, in the course of running of conferences, ideas, and seminars. So I know that he has a lot to offer. But before I forget, I just want to state this because I was asked in a forum and I forgot to bring it up. And that idea is the institution of moving, if he has to go and see the president, that I need an electoral tribunal, election tribunal, to try electoral offenders. He said it that meeting that they will be sanctioned. How can you be sanctioned? How can you sanction if there is no instrument of sanction? And the instrument of sanction will be the establishment of an electoral tribunal, to election offenses tribunal, to try offenders. Now, coming to your question, again, I don't envy Amupitan at this point in time because he's just he was going to have his own baptism of fire because all things have been laid. We've done all the accreditation, all the arrangements of all the things that has to be done before he came in for Anambra elections. So the only thing that will save his neck is that God helps him, because Nigeria and the electoral system and the empire has already made arrangement for the Anambra elections. The primaries are done. Even the non-sensitive material, if care is not taken, will begin to be moved anytime now to the various to Anambra State, where they will now be moved to the various local government and the various polling units. But be that as it may, since the buck stops at his table, I'm sure that he will know what to do. Maybe he's gotten a dossier or the brief of all the electoral officers. He will know those who are competent, that will not put him to shame, to handle sensitive offices and duties. That is what I will advise him, that he should roll up his sleeves and, of course, go into the archives to get hands that will help him. It's not enough to sit in Abuja and be talking tough or talking big. The election activities are down there in the grassroots.
So what are those skirmishes? Because you mentioned lots of things. If you were there to advise him, what are those very salient, very important things that you think he should be more concerned about, especially using this as a litmus test for him?
I was going there.
Yes.
And the most important thing, to answer your question directly, is the issue of BVN and the IREV. Right, because we are tired of various complaints. I'm sure by now he should sit down with those who are involved, the technical and the engineering crew, to ensuring that those machines are charged. If it's for them to get support in way of power bank or whatever, to ensure that not on that day will we hear issues of failure of one equipment or device or the other. The what was it? The BVN must, I say BVN. The beavers must work very well. The IREV portals must be on without any hitch. Then, of course, if it's for them to go and buy jammers to jam all those who want to make the process glitch, they should do that. There is no room for excuse. That's why I said this is acid test, and of course, it's going to be either from pan to fire, depending. It is unfortunate that his appointment is coming this close to an election. And of course, don't forget Nigerians. The issue of giving him the opportunity to defend himself will not arise. They will just say that, well, he's in charge and there's no excuse. So for me, until he delivers a good election in Anambra, there is no sleep for him. If it's for him to be on his toes, let him be. Ours is that we are not going to take any excuse. Let him call competent hands, which we are there are so many hands that can ensure that the election succeed. And of course, he has the option of throwing overboard all those who have been, because it's there, the results are there. You know where they have issues, where elections are supposed to hold and they did not hold. Ngoga, you are the one that was in charge of this place. Why didn't it hold? You won't tell me that because they didn't bring bus on time. I'm always on the field when election comes up. We all know what happens. The issue is that did you make provisions? Did you check the voter's card? Did you check test run the beavers? Did you test the portal? Yes. Did you ensure that everything is all right? Did you get yourself a generator to power if there's going to be power failure? Did you buy enough diesel? All these things are there. No excuse. You should not take excuse from anybody. It is this excuse that continues to mess us up in this country.
But how about those issues of late delivery of?
It's part of it. I've been involved. I mean, well, let me see. I can't remember. There are some riverine areas in Anambra State too. Not too much, but 1 or 2, 3 places. There is this popular politician. Forgotten the place. The name just ran away now. This popular politician, Eze. Okay. What's this now? The first name, Eze. Yes. The man that had problem with. One of his governors. Okay. I know who you're talking about. Fact, after his local government, there is a riverine area there. I've been there, and of course, that time we got there, the boat to pick us across was not available. Oh. Of course, there will be delay. So those of us who have to leave the place, say, let us go to the hinterland then. The boat was not ready or didn't come around till maybe 2 o'clock when they were about closing the election, when the window was about to be closed. And of course, people had to vote late into the night. And of course, you know the problem with voting at night. So all these things are issues that he has to sit down and look at very well. I hope someone will share this video or this link with him. This free. Pro bono. Pro bono. I do a lot of pro bono as a lawyer, so I would take it that it's in the course of national development for us to have seamless election in this country. And it's simple. All you need to do is to look at those who have failed the institution, remove them. It's not a monarchy. They are not tied to it. Remove them and put people who are hungry and who wants to deliver, to prove themselves. Simple. Not that you now use tired hands and old legs and say that, yes, they are the institution. If they are not delivering, yes, then definitely you do away with them.
Very well said. Innocent Abdullahi, as much as we look at Amupitan and the electoral umpire, the institution, of course, that helps them do what they do. Now let's concentrate on the actors. Professor Chukwuma Soludo is one of the biggest actors in the election coming up November 8. And already he has some backlog of issues already that I do not know how Amupitan will deal with this. just a couple of days back, he said he was going to give a 1 million naira, something like a lottery, scheme, all right, to pacify Anambra people to come out to vote because of apathy. Now, what do you think about this? Isn't this an indirect means of vote buying? Because he is part of the game and offering 1 million naira to Anambra people to come out and vote. So doesn't that mean that he is directly asking them to come vote for his party and vote him in once more?
Okay, I will start from Professor Joash Amupitan.
Yes.
I think the commencement of the Anambra election, one of the last of the off-cycle election in
there is
one of the.
Okay, one of the. That's a good
the,
English. Okay, go on.
One of the off-cycle election, because I mean after November is we are in one of the last. Makes it is an announcement that his honeymoon is over. Your honeymoon at the period after appointment that you've not had something serious to do. So now honeymoon is over. It now makes Professor Amupitan both lucky and unlucky. He is
let's start with lucky.
Lucky, he's lucky.
No, lucky now.
Don't worry.
Hold on. He is unlucky, or he is lucky if the election had no off cycle.
Yes.
He settles in leading towards 2027. Maybe like you've used the word, fixing the right people, taking care of loopholes that were there. That would have been luck for him.
Okay.
He is unlucky, and he is also lucky, if you ask me, that this test is a microcosm.
Opportunity to prove himself.
To start with a small state.
Yes.
Not the entire nation. So it's a microcosm of the entirety of the whole country. The unlucky is that he was not in strategy the originator of this build-up. Lots of things are just thrust at him. That's where. But he has been described here as a senior lawyer. He has track record, and we hope other officers down the compartment give him transparent support, because once that is done, it will make him appear good. Subordinates can make a boss appear good,
yes,
or otherwise.
Yes.
Now, Anambra is a traditionally APGA state. Professor Charles Soludo is bearing the APGA label. With due respect to opposition, irrespective of the hitches, what you described, the riverine places in Anambra, some along the Anambra River, but most along the boundary with Kogi. It's very marshy. All through the year, you go there, you see puffing hippopotamus. You won't see them, you just see them, yes. It's a very marshy. Up there, I've been in Kogi, you can get it by boat through Afa, somewhere around the Ida axis,
yes,
coming down.
Ida.
So, the two things, Professor Amupitan, if you ask me, for me, he is not a soldier or a military or a voter, party agent. For me, for his first assignment, he should be in person in Anambra State.
Okay, he should make himself available.
Yes, if you ask me.
Yes.
If you ask me.
Is it necessary?
I agree with you.
Yes, that's for
to
me.
see
If you ask
things
me.
for himself and
But
to show that there's a new sheriff in town.
Yes.
Not to give it to the second to lieutenant who will now mess the thing
and
up.
if the Anambra CIEC, the state electoral people, see their federal organ working, looking at it galvanizes people
everybody
into
will
action.
sit up.
There is a level of incompetence my direct organ can condone that his organ cannot condone.
Yes.
He might ignore me and deal with him with a big query that will put him on his toe to deal with me in return. And so the sequence is incremental. It trickles down. I would suggest Professor Amupitan is in Anambra in person. I was also disappointed in your report that this kind of meeting co-chaired with the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu happened in a representative capacity. Where is Nuhu Ribadu? Anambra State, a part of Nigeria, is having its own election. Yes, he can be busy, but there are certain things you don't delegate. You don't delegate. Professor, I'm calling Professor Nuhu Ribadu. The NSA is new on the job. This government is new. It's 2 years and a few months. So certain things at this stage should be done in person. I was impressed with Donald Trump. Let me go back there. In his first coming, he gives daily update on the COVID thing in person. There are Dr. Gupta Sanjay and all of, they will brief him, then he will brief in person. There are things
Even
that
if,
are
even if most of those preferences were very erroneous.
however you see it, the line of conversation is that the person
personal thought.
Yes. You can now, it's a matter of conjecture, but the priority of the task and the sensitivity of the office was not left lukewarm. So I would expect some of these people to be on ground. Nigeria's terrain did not just happen yesterday. A riverine place, human beings must vote. A remote place, vehicles must go. No power, alternatives must be. So these things didn't just happen yesterday.
Yeah.
So like he said, this is not a time for excuses. These excuses threatens Nigeria's political stability.
Yes.
Causes political restiveness, raises people to suspect and begrudge the system, and then it escalates to things we cannot control because of managerial ineptitude. So I would recommend Professor Amupitan, whatever we analyze here, there are Nigerians also wishing to be in his office even today. If election is tomorrow, will people see him as favored with an appointment, and uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Very well said. Barrister, of course, you wear lots of hat here. Amongst them, you are the president of Voters Awareness Initiative. Your task, your responsibility is to ensure that Nigerian voters are aware of what they should do, what they should not do. But you would agree with me that every now and then, there seems to be this evolution of malpractices within our electoral system. Yesteryears, it used to be ballot box snatching. Now, little people do little or no ballot box snatching. Now, what we have is the wave of vote buying. And I did say, when I asked the question, Professor Soludo was offering 1 million naira, which is direct vote buying at this particular point. So how do you think your awareness would go to conscientize Nigerians, especially Anambra people, that despite the fact that you can't go door to door to stop people from collecting money, but is it possible for them to collect this money and do what they want to do?
Barrister, sir. The Professor Soludo's promise of this money is verbal. Has the money been dished out?
No, it won't.
Don't worry. There's a word for it.
Yes, I'm coming now. Then
two,
haven't heard him. Thank you, God, you are from the judicial sector. The Chief Justice of this country and all the SANs and co haven't heard that comment. What opposition voice have we heard in the public space condemning that? You know.
Yes, Barrister.
Yes, what Soludo did is inducement, not buying, as it were.
Okay.
That's, lawyers, that's the legal language to use. That is inducing people. Or if you want to go deep into law, we'll say he has made an offer to the world. And of course, that's what he wants to do, is that he wants people to see that he wants to get them into that line. But be that as it may, all those are things that we want the Amupitan to look into seriously. And just as you have said, I was equally looking forward to seeing or hearing in the news about that statement by Soludo to be countered and to say never. This is the new sheriff is it's in town, and of course the idea of trying to induce or to encourage or to persuade or to use money in any form whatsoever should come to an end. And I hope that it's not too late for the INEC to do that. And be that as it may, I want INEC again to put on its thinking cap, because the politicians equally are very smart. What Soludo did or has done is a smart way of vote buying through inducement. And there are so many, we have written our report in respect of the last election. And of course, one will expect that this Amupitan will go to the archives and drag and bring out the report of election observers as to issues of vote buying and how they have really messed up the electoral system. And the second one is the issue of apathy.
Yes.
And I want equally for Amupitan to look into the archives. And that's why I said that he shouldn't sleep. There are people who know about this thing. Look at the records. There are people who can handle and who are very experienced that will ensure that they give him a good advice that will bring out a good electoral result. Some of us do observe elections outside this country, as close as Ghana, and as far as the United States of America and England. So, it's not as if we are bereft of ideas of running a modern electoral election that is devoid of any script. We see that in other parts, in some countries, even in Ghana, they don't queue the way we queue. They do it electronically. Yeah. So what's the big deal? An African country. So those who are coming up with it's not possible, but it's possible for them to receive their bank alert. It's possible for them to send money all over the country from any part, even not any part of the world, into accounts.
Very swiftly.
But swiftly. But to count results is very difficult. I belong to the Nigerian Bar Association, and we don't queue. Everybody sits in the comfort of his house, anywhere you are. Once you have been registered and you are on the platform, even if you're outside the country, when on election day, for us as lawyers, you've cast your vote, and that's all. No stress. So why is it difficult for the national election? Why is it difficult for the election management body in this country? If not because some people are profiting from that malice. So the best way, and that's why I've said it, and I'm for the opt-in time, that Amupitan should sit down, look at the records, and call those who can make this election work and ensure that indeed, as it happens in other countries, it will happen in this country. Election management is not a rocket science thing. There's no big deal about election management. All you need to do is that people have they are registered, and of course there is a platform. They put they cast their vote, even if it's electronically. They cast it electronically. As soon any design, as soon as you cast your vote, it drops. It's just like your money. As soon as you go, even if it's this POS, as soon as you put your machine there, your card there, you press your PIN and you put in their figure. PIN, it goes. If you just see it immediately, they don't remove the money. And the other guy there, you don't get the alert. Shikenan, then what's the problem? What's the problem? I ask again, what's the problem? If not selfishness.
Selfishness, especially
just
on the part. Yes, please do. And while you do that, I'd love you to add this again. Barrister talked about getting the right kinds of people to do the right kind of job. Notably, when you talk about electioneering and those who've conducted it, two notable names are always on the lips of Nigerians. Mike Igini, right, and the professor from Abia State, Oti, I love to believe this is her name. These are notable individuals. I do not know if they've gone on retirement.
No, Igini is a young man.
But I learned he has gone on retirement.
And if it goes on retirement, we'll go put leg, a rope.
Exactly.
We'll go put rope for a leg, drag him out. Which kind of retirement? Igini is still a young man, and of course the Mrs. Oti too. They are, of course, this is not called to national duty.
Exactly.
Thank you for reminding me.
Very
this is called to national duty. And those are what I'm trying to say. That, there are people who have outstanding records who should be called to handle sensitive situation. The INEC is about operations. Once you have someone who is strong, who has a strong character to handle the operations, that's all. Simple thing. Look at it. Adama, have they been given their all the things they need to run the election? Benue, Anambra, Kaduna. I'm not talking. Okay, let's drop it down to Anambra itself now. You look at it. I've forgotten the names of the local government. They are all the various Oka, Onitsha, what we call it, Agulu, yes,
Ujikoka,
Indemili.
Ogidi, Nkalago, you keep calling.
So
Oka.
Just look at them. Then you now break it down to the words. Where is the word thing? They will bring it out. Who? The numbers are there. You phone them. Have you been given this? Yes, sir. Have you been given that? Yes, sir. The stamp pad? Yes, sir. Vivas machine? Yes, sir. You leave that one. The places that they don't have. Yeah, what is your problem there? You, logistics man. Film, they will be with you in the next. Anambra is a small place. Within 20 minutes, we round up the whole of Anambra. Anambra is a small place.
Yes.
So I was going to add. Yes. I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Transport Administrators, CIOTA, and that was my first time to vote electronically. In fact, we just gathered in a room, taking granite, and there was no work that day. We gathered there. Well, as soon as they announced election has started, you put on your own laptop or phone, the link of your membership and number is there. You click, and you could the baseline results are on the screen. So maybe 300 people have voted. As soon as you vote and they tick yours, you will see 301. They are not showing
the vote you voted for,
but the total number of eligible voters are there. By the time election is 4, it will start beeping. 3:50, 10 minutes to go. 3:55, 5 minutes to go. And 4 o'clock, they will tell you election is over, ma'am. And that's when they will tell you these are you would have seen the number of voters. They will sieve for and against, and the total will tally. So, like he said, these things are universal. We shouldn't make them look
very difficult.
Like walking on the wall in Nigeria.
Now, talking about walking on the wall in Nigeria and making it difficult, we can't exfoliate. How do you think we can actually exfoliate politics from this? Remember the mess that happened in Edo State. You know, yes, Wike was very braggadocious when he was saying that his kinsman or his in-law would officiate Edo State election. And you can see the mess that happened. How do we get rid of politics or politicians out of this awesome process that allows for good governance in Nigeria?
Anyway, it's difficult to divorce politics from governance. Governance is more a political thing than a legal thing. The legitimacy of who governs is now the source of the legality at play in governance. So, what we call politics is not what it means. Politics is not corruption and dirty practices. Politics is transparently, cleverly mobilizing human and material resources to outdo your competitor, especially in this space of election. And is thrown back at the masses through that action of political participation, of going to vote, and your vote counts. So all of this, that's where he has come from. Informing the public is a technical duty. All what we are saying, like we said, is for free. Informing the public to know their rights, know what to do, know where to go, how to go about it, is why, even leading to this, I will also offer Professor Amupitan another advice. He may have it on his itinerary. He needs to give us a broadcast. We need to hear what he is going to. It may not be in detail, but he will be in Anambra. Anambra election will be peaceful. I want Nigerians to be. I want Anambra. You know, such should stream from him in person. You know. So, Henry, the act you explained from. I think Nigeria's luckiest politician at the moment is FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, who denies not being in the APC, but hobnobs with them openly. Who admits being PDP, but the PDP members cannot say if his attitudes are glorifying the PDP. So Minister Nyesom Wike is not in limbo, he's well positioned. You know, so but that kind of comment from him, I mentioned before, we should hear from the judicial camp, vibrant people who are custodians of our law, challenge or rebuke certain. You see, we are at a stage where nobody wants to dabble in, nobody wants to be, and take it from me, the reach of your voice and mine is shorter than the reach of, I dare say, respected Ogam, Olisa Agbakoba, SAN,
luminaries,
all of them. Yeah. Let me not Ozekome and all of that. I don't know, I don't hear him nowadays after he fell with the government. Professor Ishe Sage, Falano, and all of them respected me. When somebody says something that is dysfunctional and gets a barrage of counters, the next person that wants to just come and speak thoughtlessly will foresee what will counter him. So the politics is clean. It's ensuring the right things are done that should be our priority. And I would say from this point, in another 1 week plus, I've been around Anambra very well. So I wish Anambrarians good, peaceful elections.
Very well said. Barrister, my last question to you. You are a lawyer. You understand some of these things. Your colleague, Amupitan SAN, has said that he would reduce litigation as much as possible. Do you think for Anambra it's possible to reduce litigation from allowing the court to decide who becomes what?
What will reduce litigation is transparency.
Okay.
I mean, if the process is transparent, then definitely nobody will shout foul. I want Amupitan to look at this other advice too. Turn himself to a referee. The whole world is watching him organize a football match or a refer between two contestants in a football pitch. And of course, the eyes and all the eyes are on him as a referee. If he's transparent, there won't be any shout. But if there is no transparency, there will be shout. There will be noise all over. So my advice to him is that he refer with all elements of transparency and again, the fear of God. If those are done, these two are done, definitely the issue of election petition will be a thing of the past. And of course, my colleagues who thrive through election petition will find their trade elsewhere. Thank you.
Very well said. All eyes on Amupitan as we speak today. Anambra is the litmus test, and we hope that he takes that as an advantage, have a home run with that, and of course prove to Nigerians that really election is the best way to select our leaders. So over the years, we've not really have it go well, especially with the way we conduct our elections. So Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, very controversial, and lots of things actually have gone down. But we hope that Amupitan would get it right with Anambra, and maybe that would possibly increase the number of those that would come and cast their votes. Remember, about 80 million Nigerians registered. About 25 million came to cast their votes for 2023. We just hope that there will be a change to that, especially with what would happen in Anambra. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here. Truly do appreciate you.
To God be the glory.
Yes, Innocent Adoluba. Thank you as always.
My pleasure.
Beautiful. All right, that's just about the time we have. We'd love to say thank you to you for making this a date. Please do well to follow us. You can find us, read up on everything we've talked about when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally rewatch when you see us at Enterprise TV 7. I am Henry Igwebike. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a splendid day. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. I'll see you at the other side. Bye-bye.